Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the WYW Podcast. We cover all things Weymouth Youth Wrestling. Now here are your hosts, the Wrestling Encyclopedia, Casey Gallagher, and the voices of Weymouth Youth Wrestling, Jonathan Taylor and Nathan Farrar.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to a somewhat somber edition of the WIW podcast. I am the Wrestling Encyclopedia, Casey Gallagher, here with my fellow voices of Weymouth Youth Wrestling, Mr. Excitement, Jonathan Taylor.
Hello.
And the main man, Mr. Nathan Farrar.
Yo. I have no comment for this topic that I know that you're going to talk about.
Yeah, I don't blame
Zero. I have nothing to
I
say. Because I can't defend it. Because there's no way that you can spin that in a way that's easy to go about.
Yeah, I mean, he went and, for those who don't know, Jerry Lawler's son, Brian Christopher, passed away and originally was claimed as a suicide. Now it turns out it was a murder after further investigation in the prison. So, here at WYW, we'd like to send our condolences to the Lawler family. It's kind of ironic that after the week of Vader passing, or the month really of Vader passing, and Michael Chester passing, that we also have Brian Christopher passing.
And Nikolai Volkov.
And Nikolai Volkov, too. Prayers sent out to his family as well.
While we're at it, we may as well mention Brickhouse Brown.
And yeah, and Matt Hardy's trainer too, I believe, passed away. This is just a really bad month of, especially that day. There was like 4 deaths in one, and it was something that we did need to talk about. I feel like, at least for a little bit, even if it's.
See, I think I'm gonna say this now just because I have to get it out of the way now, or I'm gonna completely forget about it. The problem with nowadays media is that, and I think it's the best example, kind of like Fox News, where they'll give you, like, let's say there was a shooting. They'll give you the base body count of what actually happened, but over the course of the day, that number goes up, and up, where it's like, okay, 1 guy got shot.
Yeah,
okay, now 10.
Same with CNN.
Now it's 10. Now it's 20. Okay, no, now 100 people were just blown up by some guy. It's like, okay, you mean the 1 guy that was actually injured?
Yeah, media outlets were covering this, like, not knowing.
So originally, Brian Christopher was noted as a suicide,
and it turned out
it was a homicide because nobody can get their facts straight before sending out information instead of doing actual research, like, I don't know,
or the
reporters.
Or the people in the goddamn cell actually checking if he actually committed suicide or not.
That's what
that's your fucking job.
Well, the end result is, and I know individuals that are in the prison system, and I know individuals in law enforcement. Now, with something like that, you need to do an autopsy to make sure that what happened actually happened.
Yes.
Now, I have no idea why a jail doesn't have cameras, because that seems like rule fucking number 1 to have.
I don't even know what jail he was in, but I know he was in jail. Jerry Lawler probably knows. I think he talked about it.
That's something that I know that he'll probably.
I know if people want to know more information about it, you can listen to the Dinner with the King podcast. It's Jerry Lawler's podcast.
But
he
in any
kind of
case,
goes deep into it. I think he explained that somewhat. Because he knew before it was even confirmed that something was fishy about it.
Yeah.
Because he was. For those who don't know, I'm just going to say it because it is a bit controversial, but fuck it. I feel like people should know. Brian was in jail for a drug problem.
Yes.
And this time Jerry Lawler wasn't going to bail him out. And the reason why is because Brian Christopher actually wanted to get cleaned up and...
That's why I really have
everything. And he actually had a positive outlook on life with this. And it was just like...
And then this happens.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying it's like, there's no way... Like Jerry Lawler even said, there's no way he committed suicide. That's not Brian.
Now, I'll say this. That's why I really have no comment about the situation, because it's such a fucking sketchy situation that until we get more facts, until more things are popping up, I'd say leave it as it is. He was in jail.
No, well, I mean,
something
it is
happened.
confirmed. He is confirmed that he got murdered. It wasn't.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is, we don't know everything of what's going on. We don't know what happened until we see a trial happen. That's when we can physically talk about what was going on.
Yeah.
Because at this point, there is not enough information. There's not enough of anything, so people need to stop fucking jumping the gun and sit back and listen instead of going, oh, well, do you know how many times I was sent messages on Facebook and Twitter that he killed himself?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he was murdered, guys. You have wrong information. You look like another YouTuber that does the same fucking thing.
Everyone claimed it as a suicide.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's not. I'm just glad it's not.
This is why you leave the recording to
at the same time, I'm not glad that he passed.
This is why you allow investigators to do investigations, not have people on online forums post something and then 15 people that think that they're actual investigators and reporters.
Yeah, fucking amen. I will say some of the memories I have of Brian Christopher is just seeing him as, doing meet and greets and everything. Like, everyone has said, nicest guy you'll ever meet in the wrestling business.
I will say this, I have no actual memories except for the one Royal Rumble that he had with Rikishi.
Which is so funny.
It is, but that's pretty much it. I barely watched during the Attitude
Just
Era.
anything with two.
I wasn't very in the world.
And obviously, I think one match that does need to be talked about, one of the best matches he's ever had, was with Taka Michinoku.
That's not saying much.
Yes.
Taka.
Yeah,
Name one bad Taka match.
You really can't.
It's really hard.
Still,
you got to go through a lot of stuff to find that one.
Because you got to keep in mind, Taka has been wrestling for what, 25, 30 years?
Almost 30 years now. Yeah.
Which he will be taking on Sean Maverick as we get later on into the.
He has been wrestling longer than the athletes that are in this company have existed.
He's wrestled longer than I've been alive, and I'm the oldest of the three of us.
Technically 4.
Oh, right, yes. Matt Nova is in the office today.
He's cooking us pizza. Because
they're starting a brand new segment that Casey will be talking about in the next couple weeks.
Yes, but should we leave that for later?
We're gonna leave it for later, but I like giving that little piece,
Fair enough.
So that way
give them something to chew on.
So that way people have a little bit to talk about. Yes.
Haha, pizza. But yes.
Yeah. So let's get into the actual bit here because we're going to be talking about
yes, well,
the quarterfinals, man.
Yes, episode 1 of the quarterfinals.
Yes,
we'll get
and I do think we should. I do think because we always talk about how the Maggie does. So anytime a Maggie gets eliminated,
okay,
the first
you know what?
To break the ice, we're going to talk about the first match.
How about we do this? Ready? Maggie was eliminated. That's all we're going to say. Done. That's it. Watch the match. No, watch the match.
No,
watch.
Talk about it.
No, that's it. Watch the match. No, don't review it.
That's the part of the podcast.
Don't review it. That's it. Just watch the match.
No, we gotta
just
talk
watch.
about it.
Shut up. Just watch the fucking bitch. Watch the match.
I watched the match.
As Nate almost knocks.
Sign up for this.
As Nate almost knocks his microphone over.
Listen.
Like you did last episode.
Yeah.
Hey, shit happens.
Anyway, I will say let's talk about the first match. Ravel Tsunami debuting.
Yep.
Versus Owen Finch.
That was different. It was very high
Owen
paced.
cannot get a win in WIW as of recent. I don't know why. He's got some bad luck going about him if a new guy can come in and just almost wipe him out.
We'll see. I mean, he is an underdog.
He didn't go. Let it not be said that he went down without a fight.
No, he didn't go without a fight. But
that Blue Jay splash to the outside was.
That's what screwed him. Honestly, if you
watch,
if you watch the footage, if that was a false count anywhere match, he won the match. But the problem is it wasn't.
Right.
So
not only that,
he wasted his big move on the outside, and he hit the mat head first on the way out.
Yeah.
There you go.
But let it also not be said that Ramel Tsunami is your average greenhorn just brought in off the streets. The man has a 3-finisher combo that sorry.
Oh yeah, the Whisper in the Wind, the
tidal wave bomb, and then the DWDDT, as Nate called it during the episode. All in sequence, this man used to finish off Owen Finch.
I do that a lot, by the way.
You like playing around with acronyms?
I like looking at a move and seeing the devastation behind it. that goddamn power bomb is beautiful as a pin.
It really
in pin
is.
formation, you land
It's
square
also
on your shoulder
really
blades and in the back of your head.
Yeah,
So
it's
just
really
drop.
scary to look at, though.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole point is, it's a finishing move. It should put somebody away, not just tickle somebody and then 10 seconds later they get up off the mat going, well, that was a minor inconvenience.
And Nate does have a point there.
So, I will admit, Rommel was not my pick. I was expecting to get Santiago, who is the Spanish luchador that I've been reading into a little bit.
Yeah.
That's who I was expecting when I heard.
That's why you said Spain. I was confused why
Yeah,
you picked
so
Spain. That was like out of nowhere.
I'll
for me.
probably do like a good 5-minute thing at the end of the podcast to talk about him.
Mm.
Because Santiago is the new guy that will be coming in soon. When?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Check the Twitter.
Jim's working on
Yeah.
the contract.
Check the Twitter. We'll probably update the information when that happens.
I will have to say I did guess Japan, but I was not expecting Ramel Tsunami.
So
I was expecting somebody out of like
here's the dice
Chikara or
roll.
Shimmer.
Here's the dice roll that I got from the back. Everybody said 3 specific athletes were going to be coming over to take this challenge. First one I got was Kenny Omega, which is
Bull.
that's hard to do right now.
Yeah.
Jenna
'Cause,
Mega's,
you
like,
know,
getting,
he's
plus,
super
considering Jim and him don't get along too
Yeah.
well anyway.
There's also the fact that he's, the IWGP World Champion.
Yeah, he would. I would understand. Everybody, come on, he's Kenny Omega. He's one of the biggest. He's one of the biggest phenomenons around the world right now.
He is literally Cody from Final Fight.
Yes, which is great.
You and Jim don't get along with that one reason.
Yeah, honestly, he's the biggest superstar that's in the market right now. But that's just my opinion. If it was me, I'd sign him instantly.
But it's Jim.
It's Jim. He's the one running all this crazy shit with, of
Well,
course,
I mean,
his.
in fairness, I don't
with, of course,
appreciate-
his bookie, who's running a little bit of it, Luke fucking something.
Yeah, true.
Who's running all the financial things in the back right now.
Luke Lawrence?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I think this is his last name. He's running most of the financial shit in the back.
Yeah, not to mention Markiplier as well.
Yeah.
Out.
On top of that, we have, let's see, the second one on the list is Jushin Thunder Liger. Everybody wants to see Jushin because
Come on.
he's one of the
Well,
biggest
can you
phenomenons in
blame
Japan. But the problem is age base, and we're looking for...
Well, I mean...
Which is also
It didn't stop him from taking on Tyler Breeze and...
No,
Will Ospreay.
and winning against Tyler Breeze, but still, he's you got to understand
He's
the
up
guy's
there in
pushing.
age.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's pushing 50.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure age is also the reason we haven't seen Ultimo Dragon yet.
Yes, and the last one was, of course, a fan favorite of Japan, one of the biggest athletes that you'll ever get, Tiger Mask.
Yes.
Everybody wants to see him go up against a young...
Tiger Mask? Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
he's not wrong.
Matt Nova is not wrong, ladies and gentlemen.
Tekken, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway.
Baby.
But
Can you
next.
feel the sadness? But in any case, it was a phenomenal match.
Oh, spectacular.
The Divine Wind DDT, the DW DDT, incredible. Just the amount of velocity that he was able to get with the DDT.
It's literally a springboard tornado DDT, but it works for him.
Yes, and the velocity that he gets on the drop is what's the big point of the match.
I agree.
That's what defines a finishing move in wrestling in general.
Not to say face, but to mention some of the stuff that Owen tried to do to put him away.
Yes.
That Houston hangover which turned into a Faymaster when he got up, and then he did the moonsault right after that to try to pin him. Still wasn't enough.
Yeah, well, Rommel had a lot to prove in his first match. Rommel had a lot to prove in his first match, and of course he wanted to show that the Japanese strong style can be a very important thing, which right now Jim Cornette is in a contract base to try to get a couple more New Japan athletes over here. We'll see what happens.
Can you imagine if we got Kota Ibushi?
It'd be awesome, but
That'd be great,
we'll
even
see.
if it's for a night.
It's where he's discussing a couple things. I have no idea what specifically he's looking for, but from what I've told, it's something big. I have no idea. He hasn't told me anything except for he wants to.
Well, knowing Jim Cornette, it probably is going to end up being a really big thing down the line.
Of course, because he's a friggin' psychopath. On top of that, we have...
He'll sign guys that he hates, except for guys that he loathes. There's a difference for him between hate and loathe.
Now, let's see. We have the women's match, correct, right after that? Or is that
that was the third match.
That is the third match, you're correct.
Yes.
We have James Archangel versus Brett Mention.
Yep.
As I just said, watch the match. It's one of those things that it's hard to remember everything that goes on in that
Because
match.
there was so much of it.
And
But,
yay!
I was waiting for John to get giddy.
Yay!
But yes, Brett mentioned finally
Suck my
getting...
fucking showed, Brett.
And confirmed here right
Oh, shut
now,
up.
ladies and gentlemen, he has a very small micro penis.
Oh, shut up.
Why are you staring at his micro dick, dude?
I don't have to stare if he announced that he has a micro dick.
Anyway.
It's kind of obvious.
Anyway, there is one thing...
Shut up.
There is one thing I do have to talk about from this match, really quick before we move on. Seeing Brett Mention finally get his karmic just desserts. James
What?
No, let me explain.
Karma's just desserts.
Well, karmic, just as in karma bit him in the ass.
He
Just
used the
say
right.
karma.
He used the right word.
I heard-
Shut up.
I'm so confused.
You're the fucking English teacher, and you don't even know.
Well, there's a reason I'm a failed English teacher.
Well, I'm glad that you were at
Well,
least
fair
Now I'm
enough.
a commentator.
not the first time you failed at
I
anything.
should,
Anyway,
I should
continue,
probably
Case.
study up on my words.
Seeing James Archangel light that freaking table on fire. My God. And right on top of the fact, sorry to cut you off,
Go right ahead.
but on top of the fact that it was at the exact same corner, the same post that Brett mentioned bullhammered Johnny Starr's head into.
Yep.
On top of, if you look at that descent, that's friggin' brutal, man.
Yeah.
And scary.
Especially when he hits both of his legs off the apron on the way down.
Yep.
That's terrifying.
He's going to be out for a while.
I gave James a good high five that day and told him, you gave him hell for that. You gave him payback.
Yep. And
You
honestly,
lucky bastard.
dude, sometimes I wish I was in James Archangel's shoes, legit, because I wanted to punch him in the face so bad.
You're not going to wish you were in his shoes come Gold Rush, but that's
Yeah,
a story
well,
for
that's
another-
a different story because
Yeah, that's a
he's
story
fighting
for-
Michael X.
Yeah,
I don't
that's-
want that.
yeah,
I
so-
don't want that. I'm good. I'm fine behind the desk.
So that's a story for another point. Well, we will now move on. Unless, Nate, you have anything to add?
No, it was just a good match all the way around. As I said, watch it. It's one of those matches that you have to watch to see what happens.
Yes,
yeah, and
I agree.
It's you will never forget what you see.
But I will
promise
admit,
you.
this is the first episode that we've ever had a traditional match at the beginning,
it's-
and we kind of went into something more interesting. And honestly, I'm kind of glad we went to something traditional for once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
And
a quick-
everything was still balls to the wall.
yeah. At least
Speak-
within the structure of that
You got
traditional
your
match.
balls to the wall.
Speaking of balls to the wall, let's talk about people who have no balls, technically speaking. The women.
You just did a fucking Casey, and I hate you. I hate you so much. That's
What,
the,
segue?
That's the worst segue you have ever come up with.
I know. But it's okay.
Well, physically speaking, but as far as willingness to go,
They went the distance.
and
And-
then
and-
That
some.
was amazing.
These
man.
these women,
The size of boulders.
Yes.
these women, I'm starting to think may have more balls than some of the guys.
Well, again, we don't know. We're gonna see where this goes because at a certain point, that match is just brutal.
Joanna Ramos certainly let it all hang out in that match.
Oh, yeah.
Joanna Ramos is scary.
Frightening. I am
I need
terrified of this woman.
I
going
hide.
forward.
I hide under my desk.
I do not blame
Do not
you.
come out.
You don't hide under that thing for too long. Trust me.
I'm glad I'm not a
With
girl,
our
so I
luck?
can't fight her.
Yeah, actually,
With
no.
our luck,
no,
yeah.
no. If I
You
hide
wanna
under
jump
the
over the
desk, I'll be
barrier-
crushed.
No, you
Yeah,
wanna
exactly.
Jump over the goddamn barricade is what you.
Oh yeah, I'm jumping over the barricade, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna hide behind the barricade.
You go peace out. That's why they give us Bluetooth.
Peace out,
Fuck
bitches.
this shit, I'm out.
But in any case, it's a good match. Honestly, this is one of those things that you need to watch.
What?
Jenna Lee put on a
I'm
great
glad
showing.
I'm not a woman, so I don't have to fight her.
Yeah, you should
To be
thank your lucky
honest,
stars.
Yeah.
But yes,
Hey, stars.
sake.
But in any case, we do. I will admit this. This is one of the best female matches that we've had so far in the tournament.
Yes.
Jenna Lee
And
put
she
on.
had to deal with levy levels of bullshit.
Oh
She
yeah.
had to deal with the tag team mindset instantaneously.
Jenna, yes.
Yes.
Jenna, for sure.
But she
Um,
still put on a hell of a showing. She lasted almost 15 minutes. It felt like
Yes, and she lasted a while against two
former tag team partners.
dominant friggin'
And
women.
former tag team champions in
Yes.
Shimmer.
Multi-time.
Now, let's get into the next match.
Oh boy. But before that, we have to talk about some of the spots in the match for the women's.
As I
Code
said-
Breaker
No.
The fact that they got
stop.
knocked down.
No, just stop.
It's great.
Just watch
I want to talk about
Watch the match.
Fine.
You listen to this. If you didn't watch the match, watch the goddamn match. We should not have to tell you the spots. You should already know them. Before this podcast even goes up.
I will say, if you haven't watched it yet,
watch it. Some fucking second. Watch the goddamn. Watch the fucking match.
How are you all even here?
You're violent today.
Is there something going on at home that you need to talk about?
The wife took the gin.
Damn, I know that feeling. Just not the wife.
She probably took it to Luco Lucky.
Bitch.
Woof. Alright, we're not having a fight here. Moving on. Michael X, Brandon Curtis.
This is one of those matches that I do have to agree with Nate. You really just have to watch this match.
Yeah.
Words cannot do this match justice.
This was
a clinic.
This was a
brutal.
war. This was a war.
No, I'm not even. Screw the bullshit. This was fucking brutal. I'll admit it. This is a brutal goddamn match. From start to finish, this is a brutal match. This is not two people that are friends. It doesn't seem like they beat the hell out of each other.
They're not friends.
They may not be friends, but as Sean said, they have immense mutual respect for each other.
If they didn't have respect before,
they damn sure have it after that match.
More so now. It's unreal.
And I will say this: we saw Brandon Curtis manage to do the one thing without help that even Mark Young couldn't do. He tapped out the Boston Devil on his own honor.
You're forgetting that he tried to do the same thing that he did to Eddie in that match.
Right, the Thunderstruck from
Michael X was one step ahead, hit the judge's gavel to reverse it.
I can't believe he got the arms locked right before the descent. It looks insane.
That was nuts.
That was split-second precision.
And then he did something worse.
Yes, but we'll save that for when you watch the match.
Exactly. So if you've already watched the match,
you know exactly what we're
talking about. Which you should come back to whatever time code is about to pop up here.
Yeah, and yeah. Okay, you good? You watched the match? All right, cool.
All right, good. Okay.
Wasn't that...
It was amazing!
That fucking chokeslam scary.
Yes.
That's a chokeslam head first, 25 feet in the... No, 30 feet in the air, straight down to the ground.
Over the ropes, mind you.
To the outside.
Yes.
I don't think I was there for this. What happened?
You weren't. You were still in the hospital with Johnny.
Right.
You went to visit him. Basically, what happened is Michael X took Brandon Curtis by the throat and he just
from the top of a ladder
floored him.
God damn.
And we're not talking about canvas. Like, it was legit concrete.
So,
for the most part, it was where our table used to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
From the top of the ladder to the outside.
Inside
of
the ring, mind you.
And sometimes, aren't you glad you kind of got eliminated in the first round?
I mean, yeah. They wouldn't let me watch wrestling at the hospital.
That's
they
bullshit.
said it was too violent for some people.
That I can.
Well, punch him in the face.
I don't need a record.
Andor into dicks.
I get myself kicked out of this lovely wrestling program.
But that's just again.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
It's not a spot fest. I wouldn't call it a spot fest.
No,
match.
no.
It's one of those matches.
I mean, nothing against the spot fest, but sometimes.
But this is one of those matches that's just animalistic and friggin' brutal.
Yes.
And I mean,
almost feral in nature were both those competitors throughout this entire
would not
match.
Stay down, man. I've never seen so much.
Dude, he's got a fight in him, and he has to have it at this point.
Absolutely.
But
he's fighting for his 3-year-old baby girl, who I seem to remember him saying was sick as a dog.
When they were homeless, yeah.
But at this point, we do have he can go home with a head high because he was able to do the one thing Mark wasn't able to do.
Yep,
and that's tap out the executioner in a fair way.
The only problem is it was 2 out of 3 balls, and Michael X was pissed after.
Yeah.
Oh, he was livid.
Can we also talk about?
He was fucking mad.
We got to talk about that crazy execution bomb that broke our table. Mm-hmm. That is at least
he
one
landed
spot
his ass spine first
on the edge.
He Vince McMahon's that landing.
Yeah, he ended him. He ended him. That I honestly thought that was going to end the match. Just because of the height and angle, that should have put him away.
Brandon Curtis landed squarely in the middle of his back, perpendicular to the front edge of that table.
It was insane.
And you went full Don West in that spot.
It was nuts. I never seen anything that brutal in my life.
And then of course, this is coming from the guy who immediately thereafter went full JR. But
yes. Can we talk about? It's just unreal. Like the match. Just watch it. You need to watch this match if you haven't already. It's the best match of the tournament so far.
If the story doesn't hook you in, the match itself will.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that it's two warriors fighting in the ring, not
two warriors from, as Brandon Curtis noted, very similar backgrounds.
Yep. Only difference is one was in the heat, one was in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'd probably rather be in the snow.
I would like to be in neither. If I'm gonna be homeless, I'd rather be in a warm area.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd rather not be homeless, but
I would rather be in a nice Finland area where there isn't that much snow, but I could pretend to be a hobbit.
And on that note, I think it's time to take our first commercial break.
Yes, I agree. When we come back, we will talk about
the lumberjacks, and they're okay.
Yes, and
they sleep all night and they work all day.
You two threw me off with that. Shut up, man.
See you guys in a minute.
When we come back, we will be talking about the final episode before Gold Rush of the quarterfinals. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial.
There we go.
Don't touch that dick.
Well, that too.
I already did!
If you guys are into the underground hip-hop scene, please check out my cousin MC Solar Wind on YouTube.com, SoundCloud.com, and other social media platforms.
Reason to go on, cause it's lonely on my own. I chose to leave my home, cause I thought that I had grown. My paper stack high, so high, but not cash though. My mind works quicker than most, guess why I rap for? I write lyrics backwards, didn't catch it, hit the fast forward.
You can check out all of his hits from his mixtape Classic.
It's all real. Underground past the pavement, we be wildin' on the corner freestyling.
To his second mixtape, I Am Solar Wind.
Breathe out, face, breathe in, breathe out, goals, breathe in, breathe out, fire, breathe in, breathe out, focus.
Along with all the rest of his music on SoundCloud.com/MC-Solar-Wind.
Didn't get the best cards, play whatever's given us.
Make sure you give some props to my cousin and tell him that James sent you here.
But give credit when credit's due. Lately I'm feeling I should stop saying lately. My thoughts is timeless, won't be here if you page me.
Love you, Ty. Keep doing you, man.
Solar Wind.
Labeled one of the best rock bands in recent memory and future rock and roll Hall of Famers, Disturbed are back with their newest album, Immortalized, featuring their hit single, The Vengeful One. Other tracks on this album include Fire It Up, Save Our Last Goodbye, Legion of Monsters, the official WYW Gold Rush quarterfinal theme songs, Never Wrong, and The Brave and the Bold. And the official premiere event, WYW Immortal theme songs, The Light, and Immortalized. Download the full album now on iTunes and on Spotify. Disturbed, Immortalized.
Proudly sponsored by Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
Too many people making too many problems.
And welcome back to the Weymouth Youth Wrestling Podcast.
Woo!
With special guest Matt Nova.
Country Road, take me.
We'll sing that later. So,
All depends. Where's the next show gonna be?
Not Country Road. I think we're going to Air Canada Center.
Oh, nice.
So, yay!
Glad
Air
I
Canada.
got my ticket.
And
Glad I
native
got my
land.
ticket punched.
I can go back to our math.
Right? Anyway. Yeah, the old school math that I wish they kept in the U.S.
Americans are stupid. Not Americans are stupid, but like,
American teachings are dumb.
take our system.
Eh?
But in
Okay, that's racist.
any case, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the last episode before the Gold Rush.
before
Mega
the
event.
two mega event.
This
Well,
is gonna be
the
nuts.
mega event and then the mega event.
There you go. That's a better description
So
of it.
let's start. What do we have right now?
So we got a challenge by John Gray to Jack Robinson. So Jack Robinson will be making his official WYW debut to open
In-ring.
the show.
Now, I got the chance to look at the rules for the match. So far, it's no disqualification. However, the stipulation is no weapons in use.
Ah.
So all legal moves are legal. However, no weapons can be used in this match.
I already don't like it.
I agree, but you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not Jim. I think it's just he knows that these guys are gonna.
Yeah,
fight.
but with these
He
two,
knows that they're
you'll
gonna fight
ex-
dirty, so it's easier to have the no DQ stipulation, but include the stipulation if weapons used will cause disqualification. But any move
Yeah.
is legal.
So basically, as far as just moves, punches, kicks, and all that.
I just expect a slugfest either way.
A slugfest is the word, my friend. And with basically what we have here is dueling clotheslines from hell.
Yep. We're going to have a, so JR has put it over the years, a bona fide slobber knocker.
And
I think that kind of defines these two pretty well.
especially when you factor in the Winchester rifle spear on John Gray's end, and then over on
Kuzan's end, he's got the Fishman driver and the Brexit breaker.
which
And
played
the
probably
gunslinger on John Gray's end as
yes.
well.
But here's what you have to remember about the Brexit breaker. This was the final move in the sequence that damn near took out Taka Michinoku.
Yes.
One of the toughest and most resilient competitors in the history of Japan wrestling.
Yeah, in all of wrestling, really. I mean, we got to talk about how they've.
Let's start.
We got to talk about like
The
his
best-
match with J Bones too.
The
which
best
nobody
place to
remembers
start
that.
is even before the tournament. John Gray went on a goddamn
Tear
tear against
the Mega Daddies, and the only one he couldn't beat was Corey specifically.
Yeah, and if you take a look at those again, which I don't recommend because I believe that the quality is not super great, but I will admit as matches they're very interesting. So I'd watch it muted, but that's me.
Yeah, our commentary wasn't the best.
Yeah, but that's.
I will say
True.
You guys definitely got better before I joined, though.
I will say this: you're an idiot still.
Yeah, but wasn't that a good match?
It was a good match, but Mark Young almost died.
Totally worth the money.
I don't need.
Totally worth the money.
Don't know, because we don't need a lawsuit, you moron.
My Canadian ears, please, you're yelling
Did
too much.
you say totally worth the money? Because that's
No.
what I.
It's not.
I
worth
agree,
the money.
totally worth the money.
Dude, Jim Cornette was about to kill you.
I agree, because you know why? It was
Cyber
totally
Link.
worth the money.
I'll have a drink.
I'm gonna have this drink.
I'm gonna have a drink. You're gonna have a drink, Casey?
Way ahead of you. My drink's gone.
You fucking drunk.
Wow.
From what I've heard, you're one to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
give
but
me a break there.
I'm a slow drunk. I'm over the
Oh,
course.
give me a break.
Let me finish.
Give me a break. You go through gin faster than my mom does Pepsi.
Your mom doesn't drink soft drinks.
No, she used to drink Pepsi like it was going out of style. Anyway, my point is, you drink a lot of gin.
So that means she didn't drink Pepsi. It's going out of style. Find a new thing to drink.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Matt. Ah!
I'm just being.
That was a good tag match. Thank you.
Yeah.
But in any case, yeah, John Gray's been going on a tear since the start, and he's been annihilating his competition.
I agree.
His problem is that he can't keep his temper, like, in one specific climate. He's constantly either jumping low pressure or high pressure constantly. He's not. He
Most definitely, I feel like
he has no equilibrium. He doesn't give a shit.
If he's challenging
Much
you,
like New England weather.
if he's challenging
Welcome
you,
to the
it's going to
armpit
be
of the
high
US.
pressure.
Yeah, it's not worth it living here, by the way.
It's snow.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's the same over in Toronto.
I don't live in Toronto.
I know, but I'm just saying.
From Winnipeg, you idiot.
I'm actually from Nova Scotia.
So more snow.
But
Yeah, but you
it's
live-
just snow. It's not snow, rain, sun. Just pick.
Well, that's why it's Canada. It's very confusing, and that's why it's the North in North America.
Yes.
That's why I wake up in the morning and I have to look at my wife and
You
she
smell
goes, she
napalm?
goes, how do you feel today? And I go, oh, I can tell you, I still feel like a piece of garbage.
Hey, question.
Yeah?
Does she smell like napalm when you wake up in the morning?
My wife smells like napalm.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
My wife smells like explosive material.
Yes.
That's called sex.
Buttons.
Anyway,
Where were you going with that?
That's exactly where I was going.
but in any case,
You just called him a
Signet.
bomb, a terrorist?
Get up. All right. Anyway.
Significant others aside,
Yes. What are we talking about?
so
Oh,
John Gray's been going on a tear. He has one of the deadliest moves as a spear format. That toss, he's got some fucking upper body strength to a ridiculous
Not to mention the
degree.
running version. You can just hit that running.
Yeah, but you forget that he can hit one of his normal moves is throwing guy in air, catching him for Samoan drop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's also the snap Samoan drop.
yeah, where he does that in a second.
Less than that.
We'll see. It's gonna be nuts.
Well, and then we have
And I expect Kuzan. He's gonna put up a hell of a fight, though. I have
Jackie
yet to
Boy's
see.
gonna have a very bad night.
Okay. I'll go with Jack just in case.
I
I don't like him, but I'll pick Jack.
I'm gonna have to say the same thing because
Wait, I thought you wanted John.
I want John, but I have to agree on this one that Jack might take it easily.
What about you? You want John?
I
gonna
do.
go
I
with John?
do. Man, that Winchester is friggin' deadly, man. It's
Yeah, the
temper or
physically
no?
breaks faces.
as much respect as I have for Jack's in-ring skills, because I have seen him do a couple matches on the indies. As much respect as I have for his in-ring skills, that Winchester rifle, man, is scary.
Yep.
And temper or no temper, if John Gray hits that Winchester rifle, especially in the right spot, Jack Robinson is done.
Depends on how much resiliency the guy has. We'll
We'll
see.
see. That's why
Now-
you watch the match.
Yes, sir.
But after that, we have
The women's match.
which is kind of scary
yeah, they're gonna be.
because they've been
second on the
moved
card.
down on the card a little bit for the upcoming.
I think it's gonna give them a little bit more motivation,
yes.
Yeah.
and I expect a clinic, especially with the three parties involved. We got Lizzie Gray, Deanna Tommaso, and Rebecca Rose, and
Oh
I
God,
just
the Sicilian shooter is frightening.
I am not going to make a pick on this one.
Neither am
It's
I.
a little bit too close to call.
We gotta make.
I mean, I'm
I
leaning.
can't pick favorites.
I'm not gonna make an official pick, but I do have to say, because I'm a total glutton for punishment, I'm kind of leaning towards Lizzie.
I'm going to have to say Rebecca, but that's because the rose petal combination is just.
And she ends it with a shout out to Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, I mean, she either does a shout out to Eddie Guerrero or Mr. Perfect too. Don't forget she does the Perfect Place version of the Three Amigos.
Fair enough.
I'll say, and then she does all three in one move. Can't forget about that. The Aztec suplex, as she calls it.
Let's see what else.
I will say, I'm probably gonna go with Deanna because that third degree finish.
So we're split.
We are split.
Yes, sir.
You're the tiebreaker, Matt. Who do you go for?
I already said Brawler's Code. I can't pick favorites.
So Deanna.
The eternal.
No.
Because you said Brawler's Code.
I'm not picking anyone, though. Case closed.
Okay.
Okay, order on the court, gentlemen. Relax. Why'd you just clap like a moron?
Because I didn't have a gavel.
You don't need a
I
gavel.
don't. I'm not Michael X. I don't have a gavel.
Sure. In any case, we have Taka Michinoku
Why didn't you
versus
bring it,
Sean
damn it?
Maverick.
Oh boy. Okay.
Legend versus a literal fucking monster.
Okay.
This is Godzilla fighting a Jaeger.
I got a coin.
What?
Is it gonna be
There's a guy. There is a kaiju named Jaeger.
No, Jaeger. Do you not remember Pacific Rim?
Jaeger
I
or Max.
I don't. In fairness, I didn't watch the movie.
Okay, here's another.
It's actually not half bad.
It's
You
like
should watch
Guts
it.
versus Zod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I made a Berserk reference. It's
Oh,
like Guts
okay.
versus Nosferatu Zod.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna make my determination on heads or tails. Tails is Taka, heads is Sean.
Do you want one of us to call it on the air?
Zod.
Heads.
Tails.
Tails. So you got Taka. You have Sean. So I'm gonna have to say Taka's gonna win this.
Wow.
That's what his coin toss.
Sean
said.
Maverick actually outvoted for a change. It's different.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It is Taka. I can't
Taka
believe
did still fight with an injury.
I
Yeah.
can't
That
believe
next
that.
week.
Yeah. And won the freaking match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also, keep in mind, you're also talking about a guy who took Brandon Curtis jumping off the Titantron, got up, and won the damn match.
Actually, he jumped over the Titantron. If you look at the angle.
Yeah,
where
he didn't jump
jumps.
on it.
He jumped. He was on the roof.
That'd be fucking
base.
weird if he jumped on the Titantron.
He
I
was
mean,
on the
that would have
roof
meant he had to
base.
have gotten a big ass ladder and jumped on the Titantron.
He was on the roof base of the Titantron, but he still jumped over the height of the Titantron
Yes.
to do that leap that he was trying to make.
It's
Really
it's
good.
still Brandon Curtis falling on Sean Maverick from about 50 feet in the sky, and Sean Maverick still won the damn match.
I remember when
Don't
I
play
said it was
semantics
20
with me.
feet in the air because I was a naive little commentator.
And then you realize at the end of the day that
I
that
can't
means
tell
that this
height.
man could take a beating from a 225
And dish
pounder.
it back tenfold.
Yeah.
But I don't know,
And
man.
almost end
I don't think there's any killing Taka's spirit. I really don't
We'll
think you
say
can kill his spirit.
it's physically this is America versus Japan again.
Yep,
This
it's
is
World War 3.5.
I love how it's specifically 0.5. You couldn't just go to 4.
Why couldn't it just be World War III again?
Because we already did that.
But is it
So you have to go 0.5. Just because Zach Kurosaki fought him once, you had to be like, oh, well, Taka Michinoku, he's Japanese. We got...
Yeah, but this is like actually
3.5!
But this is actually World War III because the guy's actually from Japan, not just I moved there and I really like the comic books.
Okay, so Zach versus
Hey, they
Sean
lied.
was
They
World
said
War
there'd be
2.5?
We'll just say it was. We'll just say.
Just say it's World War III over again. It's not hard. You're
By the
making...
way, I would not mind getting into the ring with Taka, not like with a quarrel, but just fight him.
Out of respect.
I do not have a quarrel with you. I will rip the flesh from your bones. I now have a quarrel with you.
Said every Power Rangers episode ever.
Yeah, right. But
All them
Yeah,
putty,
so-
and that's when all the
so
putties
it
got
is.
their ass kicked.
It is now the 12 gauge against the Michinoku driver.
Both land you on your neck. Ouch.
Except Sean drops you on your fucking head.
Yeah.
He physically,
Either way, it's a bad day.
He
Plus the
physically,
Brainbuster. Don't forget about the Brainbuster.
yeah, but Sean drops you physically on your goddamn head.
And then he punches you in the raw damn head.
In the raw damn head?
Ra, the Egyptian sun god.
For fuck's sake. No!
What does that have to do with this?
I thought that was a fuck up. You actually intended that? God damn it, Casey.
Why?
I didn't know we were.
Because why not?
I didn't know we were still worshiping Egyptian gods.
I don't. That's
Where's
why I used
Obelisk?
his name.
Where's Obelisk the Tormentor? when
I
you
use
need
my
him?
blue eyes white dragon.
I bring back Gaia, the fierce knights.
Winged Dragon of Ra. Anyway, god damn it.
I like Dark Magician.
Well, nothing wrong with that, but damn.
I like
Magician's
Dark
red.
Magician Girl. No, I'm kidding.
Magician's red.
You're giving me flashbacks.
It's time to...
15 minutes later.
Anyway.
But
Anyway,
yeah.
You don't run this podcast, I do.
You don't.
Well, I mean, you run it, I edit it.
yeah.
You just kind of there drinking gin.
Drinking fucking milk.
Now you're drinking milk. Who's to say you didn't mix gin with it?
How the fuck do you mix? Do you see a bottle on me, dumbass?
No, that's called a flask.
Why would you mix gin with milk?
I'm
the most
where?
In your jacket.
Okay, hold on.
I don't have a jacket.
Nate, I wasn't born yesterday.
You fucking clearly.
You have a jacket right behind you.
You mean a jacket that's not his?
Oh, it's yours.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Oh. Oh
Yes.
shit, that's where I put it. I
Anyway.
just threw it on the floor and someone picked it up. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway. Last match we have, of course.
Oh boy.
Kyle
yeah.
Weaver versus.
Come on, Kyle. Come on, please eliminate Mark.
Now,
please eliminate Mark. Please eliminate Mark.
Before you jump to conclusion,
Oh.
we have to be fair to a certain extent.
Key phrase
Fair.
in there.
Extent. I did say extent.
Yes, a certain extent. That's the key. It's
I
the
don't
key
know how
phrase in that sentence.
Kyle has to outsmart.
What the fuck's the meaning of the word extent with that cunt? I hate him. I hate him. You know I hate him.
You're gonna have to bleep that.
I know.
Anyway.
I don't care. That's how I feel about the guy.
And
he literally had a hit out on one of the people I consider the son of mine. You have no idea. He was like a brother to him.
So does that mean you have? So does that mean you consider yourself to have two sons?
Pretty much, yeah.
The Sons of Qatar.
Anyway, you know what I mean. Anyway,
You have
yeah,
Kyle
fairness,
Weaver
whatever.
with one of the deadliest moves in WIW history
And one of the fastest people we have in the company.
against the smartest individual that's going to be in this match tonight. The guy who has outsmarted this tournament at every friggin' turn.
It's not tonight. You always say tonight. But
I don't know why. Maybe in the back of my head, I am constantly in commentary mode.
Maybe you hope that it's tonight.
I just want it to be done. So I can go home and go to bed.
I mean, I won't lie. I wish my matches were tonight so I can just kick people's faces in, but I gotta do laundry tonight.
Okay. That's different.
Bullshit
Not what I was expecting to come out of the so-called anarchist's mouth.
I have to do laundry. Well, I mean,
I like my clothing clean before I get blood on it. Just saying.
I like my clothing clean before it starts snapping teeth and breaking necks.
He gets it.
I'm gonna smack this bitch with a dinner plate.
He gets it. One of
Why
these
so
days, I'm gonna
specific?
bring that in the ring.
anyway.
What else do you want me to say before I hit him with a baseball bat? That's so unoriginal.
Oh my god. Anyway, Nate. Yeah, this match. I want Kyle to win, so I'm going with Kyle. Screw it. I think he will win.
I want Kyle to win, but I'm not going to be shocked if Mark pulls some bullshit again.
What about you?
Here comes the 50-50 tiebreaker slash, not a tiebreaker slash, he's going to go, I don't know.
Actually, I kind of have to go with Mark here.
Oh, fuck off! Just go with Kyle.
I really wish I could, but
He's got the bullshit.
and so much of
He's
it.
got the bullshit, you know what I mean.
And the way he won his last match,
We don't talk about him. But yeah, that was.
I can't.
What do you mean? He literally fought one opponent, and then he moved up the tournament because his opponent didn't show up. What are you talking about? That was it. He literally fought nobody that night and had to move up the tournament.
If you're here listening to this, you dumb shit, you know who you are. Anyway.
He doesn't listen to this. The bitch can't even read.
Okay then.
Wow.
Can't.
Anyway, that's beside the point. Mark Young, I mean, I still don't like him. Obviously, we don't talk about the other guy.
I'm gonna have to go
now.
with Mark on this one, sadly.
I don't want him to.
I'm gonna say
No, absolutely. I would love to see Kyle kick his ass.
I'm going to say Kyle. I'm still going with Kyle. I think Kyle's going to win.
Mark Scott, bullshit.
I just have this really bad feeling that Mark Young has not exhausted his bag of bullshit yet.
I'm breaking the code here, but I want Kyle to beat his face in to a pulp.
I do not blame you.
Chances are Mark's gonna do something.
Remember, this guy has found a way to get around this tournament in any possible way. No matter what, he was able to outsmart an individual that was on the roster, on top of using tactics to get his way into this tournament. Remember,
he's so lucky that
but he did beat Michael X.
Had that rule not been in place, had that rule been in place for round 1, he'd already be out.
That's true, but
I'm pissed that it had to come to that.
You could tell that he was waiting for that opportune moment for that to happen.
Yeah.
He waited for that perfect moment for Corey to come out and do his bullshit.
Well, hey, John, look on the bright side. If you want, you can look at it as us choosing to use reverse psychology.
Well, right, but here's my thing.
So that means
here's my thing. The thing about it is, if people understand, like, I don't know if anybody's heard what he said about Kyle, but he's taking him very lightly. And he does not seem to have a strategy for Kyle.
He probably doesn't think he needs one.
It all depends. I mean,
I don't think he has one.
Kid Dynamite did blow through 2 competitors so far.
Yeah, and one of them happened, and one of them happened to be his right hand man, Corey Dangerous.
But again, remember,
Mark might need to keep an eye on him with speed. And stuff.
He's gonna have to. He only has one option to physically beat him, and that's to outsmart him at every single possible turn. But that's all he has in this match. Unless he magically pulls a magical fucking rabbit out of nowhere. I have no idea how he's gonna do it, but I can sense the bullshit that's gonna happen.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we're gonna see.
I can't just sense it. I can smell it.
You smell the bullshit?
That's an awful
Mark
smell.
Young reeks of it.
You know what's bullshit?
I've worked on a farm.
Printers.
CRT TVs.
What?
CRT TVs. The old TVs.
Oh.
The really crappy ones that you used to watch
really good
analog
ones,
on.
and then they said we're gonna turn everything into flat screen, so everything has a frame delay. Anyway, yeah, that's what we have so far. Those are our predictions. Write in the comments.
Who do you think will win?
Who do you think's gonna win this? I would recommend as soon as the episode comes out, as soon as, of course, the guys in the office finish their nonsense, write a comment.
Yeah.
Talk about how you feel.
Talk about your feelings. We'll have WIW counselors on standby. I'm kidding. But
you're gonna jinx the shit out of this. I hope you know.
But with that being said, we're gonna go on another commercial break, and I don't know why I said it like that.
Wait, what do we have to talk about now?
I don't even know. Do we have anything else to talk about?
Oh,
yeah, there is that one thing.
Go ahead.
There is that one thing. So, yeah, we're going to go to a commercial break.
Okay.
We'll go to commercial break, and Nathan has something to talk about. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out after these messages. After these messages.
We'll be right back.
This is a public service announcement by Radio Massasoit. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Texting on your phone while you're driving. You don't think there's anything bad that could come about it? It's just a simple text, right, that you're sending out to a friend? Well, what happens if you hear this? That's you in a car crash. And pretty soon, you're going to be leaving behind your family, friends, and loved ones. Next time when you're on your way to school, wait until you're off the road to text someone. This public service announcement about texting and driving was brought to you by Radio Massasoit, where success starts here. After many years on the scene in the alternative rock industry, the V-Union are back with their 2-part album series, Decade. Part 1 features their hit single, Defying Gravity. Other tracks on this album include Heart Attack, I don't care. And the official Gold Rush Mega Event theme songs. The Unwanted. You can't have it all. We all will. And the underrated. Download the full album now on iTunes and on Spotify. And make sure you check out the official edits of any of the themes on the official YouTube channel. The Veer Unions Decade Part 1.
Proudly sponsored by Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
There's too many men, too many people making too many problems, and there's not much love to go around. Can't you see this is a land of confusion?
And welcome back to the Weymouth Youth Wrestling Podcast. Nathan had something on his mind last time.
So we got the roster for Mortal.
Oh.
Yeah, and we might as well share it now when we have the chance before.
I mean,
Because we're going from one mega event to another,
Immediately.
and we're not going to have time for another podcast.
well, I mean,
And plus, Casey has a side projects that he's going to be working on in the following weeks.
we'll probably have time for the podcast.
We might, who knows?
But there are some things. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. This is mostly to individuals that have been eliminated from the tournament.
Yes. So, matches that have been announced for Immortal. The Maggie Daddies, if they don't win, yeah, I know. If they don't win the tag tournament,
That is scheduled to start at Gold Rush.
they will be fighting the Hat Trick Incorporated of Chris Dodd, Owen Finch, and Jonathan Brady.
In a 6-man tag. Now keep in mind, this is, all that's confirmed right now is Brett Mention and Corey Dangerous and Little Andre.
Yes.
That's all we know. So whatever happens
Happens.
tonight, or I'm sorry, not tonight, but
But in the coming weeks.
in the coming weeks.
Why is it always tonight with you?
I don't know. I just want to.
What time is it? Today? No, yesterday. Long story on that one, guys.
On top of that, we have Matthew Nova having his own little thing that he's going to be doing. He hasn't really talked too much about it, but go right ahead.
You can go ahead right now. Just get closer to the mic if you so you can talk about it. We don't have necessarily an opponent, but he wants to say something.
I will be debuting my belt
Debuting?
that day.
I mean debuting. Sorry.
The T isn't, whatever, it's silent, but I still pronounce it. I'm Canadian.
Fair enough.
So anyway,
I will be showing off my belt that day, the Anarchy Championship,
why am I not surprised that it's called the Anarchy Championship?
because it's meant for me.
And you don't have an opponent yet?
No,
But
I
you-
don't.
But you do plan on defending it. Is it
Is it-
recognized by WYW?
Not yet, but it's gonna be.
Okay.
So are we to consider this just an open challenge?
It is.
But
It is open.
but you want it? Do you want us to consider it a championship match?
It's gonna be a championship match. It's for the belt.
Now, what are the rules?
There aren't any. There's no rules.
Wait. So you're telling me that right now that somebody can be murdered, and you win the title?
Yes, homicide victory, instant.
Do you always go way too
I'm
far?
just. You're saying no rules, so I just want to clarify.
I think it might be safe to say that come Immortal, Anarchy rules.
I like that name.
I have my moments.
Okay.
Said that one prostitute that one time.
Whoa!
Hey, she was clean. I had her checked.
That's Candy with an eye, by the way.
She only had one eye.
That's whoa. Okay. Well, let's not talk about this on the podcast.
But in any case,
Okay.
Fuck her eye hole.
Well, stop.
in any case, thank you for joining us today, Matt.
We do appreciate you being
Yes,
a guest.
yes, thank you.
First unofficial. Oh, well, not really. Yeah, it's kind of unofficial because we didn't expect that he was going to help us with pizza. Thank you for that, by the way.
Yes,
But
much
on
appreciated.
top
Either
of
way, I was gonna announce the immortal thing.
so
Yeah, fair enough.
on top of that, we also have a female gauntlet.
Oh, that's gonna be nuts, man. So
So-
whoever is so after quarterfinals episode 2 and the Gold Rush matches to follow after that, whoever has been eliminated will be in a 10-woman gauntlet match
Which
so
will
far, yes,
crown the number one contender for
for the
Athena
first
title, which
Athena
will be
champion.
decided that night. So far, 6 names have been confirmed.
So far, it has been Vamp Candy,
Yep. Breezy Bree.
Breezy Bree,
Jenna Lee.
Jenna Lee, Brittany Mahomes,
both the
And both of the Vasile sisters. Yes.
both the Vasile sisters. Yep.
So
And,
we'll see.
We're gonna see who wins. Obviously, if Lizzie wins, Deanna and who was
Rebecca.
it? Rebecca will be in it. Vice versa. If Deanna wins, the other two will be in it, etc.
And so on and so forth.
On top of the...
Ooh, may I make this one?
Go right ahead.
I just got word that Jim Cornette has made the final signing. He's now made it official. There will be a triple threat table from hell match.
No way.
I think you already know who's involved.
Let's just leave it to the imagination of the viewer at this point, because
Yeah.
all of us here know what's going to be going on.
Yeah.
All I will say is, welcome to the Psycho Asylum.
Yep.
On top of that, we have a mid-card belt being announced.
Yeah,
that night. Two of them, actually.
Yes. So we know that Johnny is actually going to be in that match. He's actually going to be in it. He for those who don't know, on the house show circuit, he actually did come back. He is made a full recovery. Thank God.
Christ.
And he won. And the last two people in there were Sean Maverick and him, and he won. So I mean, I guess it was for everybody. So everybody was in this battle royal, and he won.
However, he gets to pick his opponent.
And he does. So we'll
Yes.
see.
But we will also see what happens come Gold Rush, because I believe the Morning Stars are scheduled to be in the tag team tournament as well.
Yes.
Is that true, Matt?
Yep.
Yep. How do you feel about that, by the way, actually?
I just can't wait to get in the ring again.
I can't blame you. You've been out of there for some time.
And on top of a
Concussion.
match, a
is
match
not
will
fun.
actually be announced during Gold Rush for Immortal for the Internet title.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
That's a star-studded match.
Oh, it's going to be incredible. And one of you guys mentioned Luke Lawrence, who is helping us out with the financial end. I guess it's safe to call him the official treasurer
Yeah.
of WYW.
Yeah.
He actually came up with a name for this match that I really liked, and I wanted to run it by you guys.
Go right ahead.
He's calling it the Blood Money Ladder Match.
Oh, I like that. That's a good name. So, like, is that what all the ladder matches are going to be called, or is it just...
Just this one in particular for the Internet title. Maybe we could maybe something could be done with it down the line. You'd have to talk to Jim, but as of right now, Luke had the idea he's calling it the Blood Money ladder match for the Internet title.
Fair enough.
As of to the best of my memory, the competitors in this match, it's set to be Asva Smith, Dave Foley, the returning Bad Omen Ori Dre,
Austin Matunsky.
yeah, Luco Lucky,
And there's one more. I don't know why we're forgetting him. John Gray.
Yes.
John Gray.
So
will be
that's
in that match.
So that's everybody, and this is
Yep.
going to be a 6-man ladder match for a contract to sign over for the belt.
Yep.
So whoever goes up and collects, of course, the contract that is being hung will be able to sign the contract and will be the first champion.
I mean,
I don't know why it works like that.
It's probably just a lot easier because the problem is with 6 individuals, one contract specific sign for the title release is way easier than having 6 individuals sign 6 different contracts to gain 1 belt.
Yes, I agree.
Instead of having just one contract hung up above the ring, they grab it, they sign the contract right then and there, right on the spot. And
Markiplier will hand them the Internet Championship.
Yes.
Which credit to him, he did come up with that idea because, you know, he's a YouTuber, it kind of makes sense.
Admittedly, I think it'd be easier to just hang the belt above the ring, but that's just me.
It's about... okay, I'll explain it from a business side because I know a little bit about what's going on. When you have all 6 of these individuals, they all have to sign individual contracts.
Yeah.
Instead, hang the contract over, they grab that. Whoever goes up, grabs it, and signs it, has the right to the title. Instead of having the title up and having to redo and redraft a new contract for that individual that won, have the contract set in stone, everything all set, go up, grab, sign, done.
I mean, either way, it doesn't matter
makes
to
it
me.
a
I mean,
lot-
I assume the reason why Mark's doing it that way is because he wants to unveil the belt on the show. Because we don't know what the belt looks like.
After the... Okay, all right, okay.
That's what I assume.
All right.
That's what I assume, anyway.
But again, if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, it's a lot easier to just...
Well, at least logistically.
Yeah, instead of having 6 people with 6 separate contracts that one of them is going to have to get it at the end of the show, they're going to have to sign off on it. Have the contract already all set. They sign off on it and they're ready to go. They instantly gain the title at that point.
And I think that's all for Immortal. I will say, out of everything that's been announced, one of the matches I'm going to look forward to and curious about is that women's gauntlet, the 10 women's gauntlet. That's
and
the 10
whoever the last 2
women's gauntlet.
And on top of that, the last 2 of the Gold Rush tournament are going to be the main event. Match has not been announced. We know nothing about what's going to be going on.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I
will say,
all that Jim has told me is that if he thinks it is what it's going to be, this is going to be one of the biggest matches you'll ever see.
Yeah, I agree.
If I remember correctly, he had a bit of a coin toss with the some of the guys in the back and ended up winning. So if I remember hearing this correctly, he said he was actually going to put it in the combatants' hands, specifically the winner of whoever is in the Gold Rush main event, whoever that may be.
We'll see.
Yeah, because it depends on who it is.
Right.
It depends on how they're going to.
It depends on how they set up the card.
Yeah, fair enough. I can't wait, man.
It's going to be fun.
I can't believe we're getting here. This is unreal.
This is 5 years worth of work, guys.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But again, I'm looking forward to that 10 women's gauntlet.
Oh, of course.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be a slobber knocker between those.
Is it bad to say that I'm kind of drawn to that table from hell?
Well, we'll see. Again, this is between 3 athletes that
you think
hate
you know,
the living shit out of each
I was
other.
going to say, you think you know pro wrestling? I'll tell you something. These 3 literally are at each other's throats all the time.
Yeah.
But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on another WYW podcast. We'll give you more information as we are updated from this point. I am the main man, Nathan Farrar.
I'm Mr. Excitement, Jonathan Caterer.
And I'm the Wrestling Encyclopedia, Casey Gallagher.
And before you sign off, also we have in studio...
The Anarchist.
Nothing over.
You really had to get that close to the mic, huh?
I did.
Oh my god. But yes.
I like making their ears bleed.
We wanted to tongue fuck it, but anyway.
Anyway, guys.
Moving right along to our outro.
It's the only way I can...
We get it. We
get the joke. Anyway, moving right along to our outro. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't miss episode 2 of the quarterfinals. It's going to be awesome. Be safe. Have a good one.
Stay awesome.
And keep the faith.